Alright guys, thought I'd make you a little video here on the finished product on the brakes. Front drums I added to the brakes to make the brakes on this Dozer. There's nothing to it, just some elbow grease and some work. I'm in no hurry at all, so I've just monkey butted around here today and yesterday and day before, and hadn't got a whole lot done. I'm kind of dreading the day I finish it, because I ain't gonna have nothing to do then. I have to build something else. Anyway though, the thickness of this drum added about a 1/4 inch, made the pull wheel, the front toothed wheel stick out about a 1/4 of an inch further, so I had to build a plate to put on the back to move the back one out just a little bit. I'm going to keep these tracks straight in line. They run so good and smooth now. Added the weather guard boot to the sliding undercarriage. Keep grease and dirt. Keep grease from getting out, dirt from getting in. Just simply found a good thick inner tube, cut it, clamped it around each end of the sliding tube. Homemade seal. I don't know how long that the rubber inner tube will hold up to that grease, but there's not much grease in there. The grease is up in the tubes themselves, is where the grease is. And buddy, them 3 fittings I put on there done the job, because today I had to take the whole thing apart to get the to fit the inner tube over it, and that is saturated in there with grease all the way around all 4 sides. So the grease fittings got lucky and got them in a good spot to where they'd grease real good. Well, there you go. I'm having a little bit more trouble. I'm having more trouble hooking up the lines than I had putting the brakes on it. Mounted the master cylinder for the left side back here on the back. That's a new used master cylinder off of another vehicle that I've got down back. Bought this master cylinder new a couple of years ago, but it's never been used, so for the time being I'm using it. It is a 2-cylinder master cylinder, so I'm gonna have to tee that off, tee into one. But the trouble I'm having is that is an American master cylinder. The front brakes I used are off a Mazda 626, so we got American threads button heads with metric heads on that, metric threads on that Mazda. What I might end up having to do is just get some compression unions, like they use for water lines and stuff. DOT will not allow that on a vehicle that drives on the road. Cars or pickups, that's against the law to use a compression ferrule union on brakes. But I think on a little homemade something like this, I doubt very seriously they'd ever say anything. Well, there you go guys. You can see that brake drum fit in there just like it was supposed to. Whenever you go to putting something where it don't belong, you have trouble. But if you'll do the measuring before you start, normally you'll be successful. I'm very pleased with these brakes, and I know they're going to do the job. There ain't no question about it. I'm getting tickled at the thought of getting up there and just pulling a handle back real easy and it turning. That's the push rod that I simply connected to the original handle. Push rod goes right straight back to the master cylinder. We'll push the plunger on it. This side over here is completely finished and ready, except I don't have the brake lines hooked up, and I hope to solve that problem tomorrow. There ain't nowhere I went today had a T compression union. The shelf was out of it. They had a spot for it, but I went to 4 or 5 of the auto parts here in town, and not one single solitary one of them had a T compression union. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the tracks back on it on this side tomorrow, get started on the right hand side. I don't believe it'll take me as long to do this side as it did this side, simply because now I know what I've got to do. Alright guys, it won't be long now. Keep watching, and hopefully I'll have a successful test run on it come Monday or Tuesday. Adios, and have a good one.